From the On Your Side investigators now, no doubt you've seen the fiery footage of train derailments hurtling thousands of gallons of crude oil toward towns across the U.S. This explosion happened just a week and a half ago in Virginia. And with images like that fresh in our minds, Oregon state and congressional leaders are demanding railroad companies make safety improvements to the trains that move crude oil shipments through our communities. But as On Your Side investigator Enna Canzano reveals now, the bigger danger may be what's supporting those hundreds of tons of rolling steel.
There was 137 cars.
They're already here.
And I believe each car holds about over 30,000 gallons.
Snaking through our communities like Scappoose.
And I think there was 4.3 million gallons of crude oil on that particular train.
Jeff Heller is concerned no one else sees what he sees.
It's been worrying me for quite a while.
Heller has been watching the Portland and Western Railroad bridge next to Highway 30.
And there's one missing right here.
Wondering how many of these trains it can withstand.
You can see that it's just kind of deteriorating and falling apart. The railroad locomotives that are going across this bridge weigh 205 tons roughly. Was this bridge designed to carry these huge locomotives?
The bridge was built in 1950, part of the 97-mile-long Portland to Astoria line. Besides the damage we can see, Heller wonders about what we can't. The portion of the wooden pilings under the water, and something about these posts most of us would never know.
What's your main concern?
The thing that concerns me the most is they're creosoted posts. Creosoted posts rot from the inside out.
Heller is in a unique position to comment. And as someone who makes his living off the land, he's not opposed to oil trains in general. But he cares deeply about what's under this trestle and what would happen if something went wrong.
You're looking at a pretty much environmental catastrophe.
The P&W Bridge sits over the South Fork of Scappoose Creek, which leads out to Scappoose Bay, a popular kayaking spot and a delicate ecosystem filled with wildlife.
It was nice to be out there and have silence.
What else did you see out there?
Oh, mostly birds. You know, it's pretty flooded. Osprey and eagles and woodpeckers.
We've already seen what's happened in other cities and towns as oil production in North America has skyrocketed. More trains, more images like this. Nationwide, crude oil rail car loads are up 400% since 2005. In Oregon alone, oil train shipments have gone from 2.9 million barrels in 2012 to 11 million barrels last year. That's a jump of 250% in just 1 year. The oil traveling through Scappoose and other towns along the Columbia River is headed to this refinery in Clatskanie, where it's then barged up to Washington. After the Exxon Valdez disaster in Alaska 25 years ago, prevention and response plans were established for oil ships and oil pipelines. And in the last few weeks, Congress has started talking about improving the safety of the rail cars that carry crude oil. But there's been virtually no public discussion about the structural integrity of the rail lines themselves, even lines alongside fragile waterways. Documents uncovered by the On Your Side investigators reveal it's a discussion that is long overdue. This is an independent assessment done for the Oregon Department of Transportation in 2010. It shows P&W Railroad had 11 bridges on its lines rated in poor condition. Poor condition for a wooden bridge means there is extensive decay and that load capacity may be affected. And the bridges, as originally built, were designed to carry smaller, slower rail shipments, not 100-car long oil trains. Assessors in 2010 concluded modernizing them would cost $4.8 million. 4 years later, there's no sign P&W has made any improvements. And ODOT's latest freight rail assessment, filed just last month, shows the 11 problem bridges are still in poor condition. We also found this report that recommends the South Scappoose Bridge be replaced. It's dated 1991. We showed it to Scappoose Fire Chief Mike Greason.
If it is rotting, then it needs to be inspected and checked out, and because it can be a weak link in the system.
Whether it's Chief Greason, Governor Kitzhaber, or Congress itself, Jeff Heller just hopes someone will force action to fix this bridge and others like it before a worst-case scenario plays out in his hometown.
The people that are shipping this oil, they could care less about us. All they're worried about is get their oil to Klask and I, and there is an awful lot of safety issues that I think that need to be addressed.
In Scappoose.
But I feel that this is a priority. I think it really is.
I'm on your side investigator Anna Canzano reporting for KATU News.
Now, the railroad company and its parent corporation that owned the trestle in Scappoose were not interested in an on-camera interview with Anna. They're also refusing to turn over maintenance and inspection records for it, saying they're a private entity. A spokesman for the parent company, Genesee in Wyoming, told Anna they sent an inspector out last week after she started asking questions, and that inspector deemed the bridge safe. Now, they issued a statement that reads in part, "It is important to understand that the cosmetic appearance of railroad bridges has nothing to do with determining their strength and suitability for the traffic they carry."